is what you got for me.
Durag Diaries, yo, what's good, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Tottenham Transfer News Show. You guys know what time it is. Every morning, catching your boy live, talking everything about Tottenham transfers. Today, we have woke up still off the back of the Morgan Gibbs White news. I must say, I'm not feeling the same way as I was feeling yesterday. I'm not as dejected. I'm not as emotional. I'm over it. I'm at the stage now where we're moving onwards. We're looking at some of our other targets. What other players are going to come in to replace him? We've got some comparisons to come up on some of the players we have been linked with thus far. But before we get into any of that stuff, make sure you smash the like button on your way in. It don't take a second. It don't cost a thing. And also, I can't stress this enough. You are a member, as you can see, we've got quite a few members in the building right now. You shout out to man like Hyper, yeah, first member in the building. Big up Durag Diaries, smash the likes upon entry, you know how it is. And we also got another member in the building, man like Elijah, yeah. As you can see, membership badge next to their name. If you want some exclusive access to some new videos, make sure you become a member by tapping the pinned link in, or the link in the pinned comment. That's it. Tap the link in the pinned comment. You can become a descender, become a link and show your extra support. A big up to Elijah. Hope you're well. Big up to Mr. Udang in the building, nice and early. Big up Jords. Man got 2 streams scheduled at the same time. Double Rag Diaries. Rookie mistake, man. I set it up on my phone yesterday, and then when I searched again, it was saying it wasn't showing, and I thought, look, you're better off setting up 2 than 1. So we had 2 streams out, but we deleted the other one. So everyone's here right now. We're all good. Yeah. Shane Bapu in the building with some official news. Victor Gyökeres has officially been added to Arsenal's squad for their pre-season friendly against Tottenham in Hong Kong. Hat-trick loading. Looks like we're going to be the first opponents to face the Gyökeres. Don't worry, we're going to speak a bit more about that game, that friendly, later on today, because we do have North Divide returning. Hooks will be back on at 2 p.m. So we're going to discuss everything to do with that game, doing a bit more of a preview on the Thursday's friendly. But today we're going to stick on some transfer stuff over here right now. Hosh Jords, Zabrowski, I'm livid. Big up, man. I can understand. I can understand why you're livid, man. We're not getting Europe at this rate. Can't see how we'll make this work. Do you know what? There's still a long window to go. There's still a long window. I say long window. We got another 4 or 5 weeks. We've got enough time to try and make something happen with this team. Try and make something happen in general in this window. So don't panic. Don't panic just yet. Let's go through the motions and see how this is going to play out. And yeah, look, do you know what? First thing I do want to go into, though. The first thing I want to go into, though, it's got to be Morgan Gibbs White. I've got to speak on it a bit more again today. I've got to speak on Morgan Gibbs White a little bit more again today, because I was watching a video. Wait, my 44, make sure all your kids don't grow. Oh, my 44. Yeah, come on, you already know about that. I hear you, man. If we don't do a double over Forest, it's fuck Frank too. Man, I'm hurt. But as I was saying, yeah, Morgan Gibbs White. Morgan Gibbs White. We need to speak about this guy. Master Splinter himself. Because yesterday, or the day before, I should say, on Saturday, signing that new contract just showed the lack of ambition that he has in his career. It showed the lack of quality and a lack of belief that he has that he's going to go somewhere, that he can sustain himself at the top level. What it shows me is that he's not ready to compete at the Champions League level. But more than anything, he showed me he's an absolute wassy. Because, oh, why is this? Why is this? Oh, it's playing up. It's playing up. It's playing up now. It's playing up now. All right. Because I want to watch this interview. I started this interview yesterday and I thought, oh, let me stop. Because I'm going to watch this on the stream. Because it's the interview of when he signed his new contract. And some of the words that was said and some of the things that he expressed just didn't make sense to me. And he also showed himself up again to be an absolute wassio. But we're going to get there. We're going to get there. You know what? Let me share my screen. Let me share my screen. Yeah. We're going to share this. Let me zoom out a little piece so we can all see this video. All up. Let me make it big. That'll make it easier. And this is the video. This is the video that Nottingham Forest released to their fans off the back of him signing the new contract. He's chatting hella was, bro. Chatting hella was. Too much. But, yeah, big up to Matty K in the building. Big up to G Spurs as well. Big up to Broderick United. Big up to the people in the chat. But look, let's look at this, yeah? He said, where's my body language experts? We are the body language experts today. So I want all of your opinions in the chat on what he means and what he's saying and how he's feeling about these certain things. But let's see.
I'm delighted. So thank you to Mr. Marinakis for believing.
First of all, it's so funny that they're doing an interview. They're doing an interview. A man has just stood there right next to him. He's like this. For one, I don't know if people have seen the memes, but my man definitely has something behind his back. Why is his hands behind his back? He's definitely got, he's got one of them kebab knives. Yeah? We know he needs to be prepared for all situations. So he's got one of the long sheaths that you slice down a kebab with because it's multifunctional. Forget a multifunctional forward. He's got a multifunctional knife. Multifunctional object. This could potentially be to use to threaten players. But he could also use it for when he goes inside his office to make some food. He's going to shh. You know, get that big shh. That's what he's going to start doing as soon as he gets in, bro. You know what this guy is doing, bro. Man's chopping off some kebab. He's hungry. Look, this is why he's got such a straight face, yeah? This is why he's so straight-faced. He's hungry right now. He's hungry. He's hungry. There's no surprise with that.
In me, I feel like we've been on a roller coaster of a journey, but I've felt the love instantly from the very first moment I stepped into the doors. We've had difficult times, but we've had a lot of highs.
And this is what's strange to me as well. He's looking down, he's looking up, and I don't know who he's looking at. Are you talking to the fans in the camera? Or are you speaking to Mr. Marinakis as an apology for trying to leave? It all seems too weird. It all seems too constructed. This isn't natural. This isn't natural. Man stood there like this, speaking to someone. He's not being interviewed, because if he's being interviewed, then you'd show the person interviewing him. So he's speaking to Mr. Marinakis. Yeah. He's just watching. And he's looking down. Yeah, been so proud. Been so great times. Yeah. But like, bro, and I don't know. Maybe someone's got a gun behind the camera saying talk properly and make sure you say it with conviction. Talk with conviction, Gibbs. Talk with conviction, Gibbs. Shy. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But hey, you know what else called me off? You know,
we've had a lot of highs, and last year was really, really exciting. We got to showcase what we were about. and what we're trying to build as a team. And I feel like Mr. Marinakis is the base of that.
How is the chairman the base of what you're trying to build as a team? The base of that is the players. This is the thing. This is how you know he's an absolute wasio. For one, he called him Mr. Marinakis twice. Twice. Is this your teacher? Is this your teacher from school? Are you a 10-year-old kid? Why are you calling the guy Mr. Marinakis? His name is Evangelos. Call him Ivan. Call him Gilos. Call him Jello, for fuck's sake. Do not call him Mr. Marinakis, bruv. Is he your dad? Calling him by his surname, fam. What is going on, What is going on? That's like him saying, Mr. White, would you like to sign your new contract? I know he don't call you Mr. White, and he don't call you Gibbs White either. Probably calls you Morgan. Call him by his first name. Mug. Oh, like, I was so delighted to sign. Where's the smile on your face? Where is the smile on your face, Gibbs White? If you're so happy, you'd have a big smile on your face. I don't see one. I generally don't see a smile. What are we doing here? Stop lying, yeah? Stop lying, Gibbs White.
So I was delighted to sign.
I think this new contract really shows the ambition, not just of yourself, but of me.
I was delighted to sign.
Like,
the
he almost.
He
almost.
So I was delighted to sign.
He can't even crack a proper smile. He can't even do it. He's just like, delighted to sign. I was delighted to sign. Come on, man. Come on, bro. He's not a happy guy. This guy is not happy.
Fine.
You tell me this looks like a happy face. His eyes even open more. His eyes are wide. He's like, shit. Man loaded up the dotty. Blink twice if you're in danger. I know if you said that to him, it would have been like he would just been blinking bears, bro. Bear fluttering. Big up to fuck Arsenal every time. It's PR. Every club does it. Yeah, I hear it. It definitely is PR. There's a point of PR, but come on, man. Like you've got to look at this. Good morning to Drew, fellow Spurs more in the building, and a member delinquent in the house. You've got to look at this, man. Like, surely nobody is convinced by this. Nobody's convinced by this act. Nobody's convinced by this interview. Nobody's convinced by what we see right now to suggest that he's happy with where he's at. But that's fine. That's fine. Let's continue. It's only 33 seconds.
I think this new contract really shows the ambition, not just of yourself, but of Mr. Marinakis here as well. That ambition must just drive through the dressing room, right?
100%. And you know, Mr. Marinakis is the main reason for that. We've built that culture inside the dressing room, and I feel like that's what strives.
How is, again, like I'm really struggling to understand, like, where is this love for Mr. Marinakis coming from? Where's Mr. Marinakis? Mr. Marinakis, Mr. Marinakis, Mr. Marinakis, can I wash your feet? Mr. Marinakis, can I get you some food? Well, that's the fucking obvious answer. He always wants food, bro. Go and serve him up. But, like, oh, Mr. Marinakis is the reason why the culture in the dressing room is drived a certain way. I'm sorry. For one, it doesn't show that much ambition. He hasn't offered him a massive contract. He offered Jesse Lingard more money a few years ago. Let's just clarify that. Jesse Lingard was on more money a few years ago. So I just need to make that clear. So when we talk about showing ambition, he showed ambitions to get Jesse Lingard and put him on one of the most paid English players in the league at the time. I don't think he's done that for Morgan Gibbs White. A £60 million player, albeit. Don't think he's done that for Morgan Gibbs White. So we could talk about that ambition showing
all the way through. The manager's been incredible since he's come in. The fans as well. The fans have been absolutely amazing from the very first moment I've joined. And to give them back European football is something that we're, as a dressing room, as a team, as a club, we are all really proud about, because they're the ones that deserve it the most, because they're the ones that pay the hard-earned money, show up on the weekends and, you know, come and watch us.
Can you not sense he's nervous? As soon as he starts talking about the fans, he gets nervous. Because he started to know the fans don't like you as much as you thought. You messed it up. Yeah. All of that little, I think I'm a goal. Then I'm going to think I'm going to stay. Then I'm going to think I'm going to go. Then I'm going to think I'm going to stay. Doing all that swaying, it don't put you in a good light for your own fan base. Let alone the Spurs fan base. Let alone the majority of fan bases. So when you're talking right now, and you know, your voice is breaking. It's starting to crack. Yeah, you're starting to shiver
because
underneath
they're
that
the ones
voice.
that
You
pay
can
the
hear it.
hard-earned money and show up on the weekends and come and watch us play. So and support us and cheer us. So they're the ones who deserve it the most, and we're just happy that we're able to give back to them. I'm delighted.
Yeah. I bet you are. I bet you are happy that you're able to give back to them. I bet you are happy you're able to give back to them because hey, let's see what you're going to do in the Europa League or Conference League, whichever one it is. You know to say Europe because, yes, you're just about back in Europe. But are you going to win it? Are you going to put the expectation on to win it? Because you had the potential to come to a club that's winning, just won the competition that you was in. Now you're at a club who's not ever won that competition more than anything. Yeah, shameless. They might have won Champions League 34 years ago, but that's fine. 34 years ago, we don't care. This club's going to go into the Conference League and they're still not going to win it, still not have the expectation to win it. In fact, where's the ambition from the owner? I keep hearing about this ambitions, but I see Wolfie crying for signings. He's all in for Britzio's replies. Where's the Forest update? Where's the Forest update? I thought Mr. Marinakis was your guy. I thought this was your owner, your chairman. But you're begging for signings. Yeah. What happened to the Booty Fago free? What happened to the Booty Fago free? I thought your team was going to change with Jair Cunha, Igor Jesus, and whoever the other player was, and the other one, because you was interested in 4. Was 3 not enough? Let's see in it. Let's see how it all plays out, this Morgan Gibbs White stuff. I'm just here to say, in that interview, he doesn't look like a happy man. He does not look like a happy man. And it looks like there may have been some coercion involved. But there was that one other thing that I did see yesterday regarding this deal. The last thing I wanted to speak on regarding Gibbs White in this sense was I actually saw a report get released that suggests that it wasn't Morgan Gibbs White's fault. I saw a report get released that suggested that it may have been Spurs causing the delay this whole time. This is what it suggests. Jamie Percy from The Telegraph, the guy that released this news and broke the story at first, was one of the first people to release this news yesterday, which suggested such release clauses can be very complex, like Morgan Gibbs White. And it's understood that Tottenham fell short of activating a number of conditions. Now, this is what was released. Apparently, Spurs fell short of activating a few of the conditions to activate the release clause. Now, there's a few things about this report that I just couldn't really understand, and I couldn't really see into whether it was true or not. Because what doesn't make sense is if we didn't meet the requirements and we didn't meet the specific terms to activate the release clause, then couldn't Nottingham Forest just reject the deal when we went in for it? Wouldn't there not have been a no, here we go? There would have never been a here we go or a bomber that Tottenham have agreed a fee. I'm pretty sure that a medical would not have been booked in if Spurs have not activated all the requirements to activate the release clause. So I'm genuinely really confused because why would they threaten us with a legal complaint if Spurs hadn't activated all the release clauses? If we didn't activate all the terms, so why would they threaten us with a complaint? So again, I don't know whether this is just journalists making stories, want to get a reaction out of the Spurs fan base, and they know it's a very easy fan base to get a huge reaction out of, especially when it comes to Daniel Levy and making him look bad. You make Daniel Levy look bad, this fan base is going to have a huge uproar. And they're just waiting for that. More time, they are just waiting for that. So, I don't know how to take that report. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys believe that report? Is this on Daniel Levy? Is this report just telling lies? I really don't know how to feel about this. But big up to Dean in the chat. Big up, chat, smash the likes. Dean is here yet again. As he says, he's going to be back up. Big up, everyone. Back soon. He's going to be back real soon. Trench Talk's back real soon. And more than anything, Dean will be back in better health more and real soon. So big up to Dean. Hope he's well. Make sure everyone's smashing their sending their love and their support over to Dean. If you have a spare prayer, send it his way, man. Because yeah, Dean's gonna be back real soon, bro. He's gonna be back up and running real soon. But yeah, that was such an uncomfortable watch. That body language says it all. Why is Marinakis there in the first place? That's a hostage situation. He needs to go to HR and tell them he's being threatened. Yeah, there's definitely something behind closed doors that's going on. Definitely some behind closed doors going on. I hope Nottingham Forest get relegated. I hope so too, Drula. Nottingham Forest, I might just have to have a show with Wolfie next year, just so we can flame up Nottingham Forest every week. Just so we can laugh at Morgan Gibbs White's performances every week. I just want to clown Nottingham Forest. I just need to get my get back. I'm really just on get back gang right now. Like that is what I'm on. I just want to get my get back on Forest. And that's somehow, some way. Like I am on getting my get back regardless. Somehow, some way, I'm on them. I'm on them. Big up to Wesley, says, big up, brother. Wolfie was clowning you so hard. That man has no chills. He went Old Trafford on Spurs, OT on Spurs. Little bro, the man them. Can't see how the man them come back from that. I haven't seen or heard from Wolfie. I've heard him say a few things on the timeline. Obviously, I saw him on We Are Tottenham TV yesterday, but I didn't listen to anything what he said. The thing with Wolfie that you have to remember, for people that don't stream with Wolfie often, they'll get cooked by Wolfie because Wolfie's going to catch them out with things that they say, and he's not very consistent with things that he says himself. So what people need to remember, if you stream with him often, he's easy to catch out. Very easy to catch out. But if you don't stream with him often, you're not going to know what to catch him out with. So, with that in mind, when I see Wolfie, I will sort Wolfie out. Don't you guys worry. I will handle Wolfie very easily. There's only a few things I need to say. Only a few things that need to be said to Wolfie. Because he didn't want Morgan Gibbs White. He was quite, frankly, happy and asking us to take him off their hands. That's what he was asking for. So I think it's only right that when I see him, I remind everyone. Yeah. So we'll get around to Wolfie, man. Big up to Godfrey in the building, another member, another G. Big up Jords, you legend. Hope you're good, G. Yeah, man. I'm well, man. It's a good, bright, sunny morning on a Monday. Plenty of streams to do. Busy day, but there's no stopping here, man. Big up the community and the fellow delinquents. Yes, big up to the fellow delinquents. I can't remind you and stress it enough. If you want to become delinquent, if you want to become a member, tap the link in the pinned comment to do so. The Greek Gyros Mafia. I think you mean the Greek Gyros Mafia, because he's definitely part of the Gyros Mafia, fam. Man just eats fucking chicken and pork and lamb gyros all day, every day, fam. That's what he's on. Yeah, the Greek Gyros Mafia. Definitely, yeah. Thank you for reminding me of that one. The Greek Gyros Mafia. But bro, I just watched that MGW interview. I swear down, it's hilarious. Yeah, no, it is rather funny, man. The interview is rather funny. Big E with the perm. Couldn't the man go save, man? Alright, bro. They couldn't save him from getting a trim from his mom. So I don't know. I don't know, Wesley. But big up to SB in the building. Yeah, I hope you're well, my bro. Seeing the man them being more consistent on the channel is good to see. Catch been lacking all over. Bro, has Marinakis got to you too? Don't kill me. Man said the Greek margin boo. Aye, he really is the Greek margin boo. Man's got his belly's just round, fam. His belly round like a fucking basketball. Nah, don't kill me. I don't see you, man, on the shows, big man. Flame these Spurs, man, for this. Need that shamelessness on the show. Fair enough. But moving on a bit more from Gibbs White, because obviously Gibbs White stuff has been... It's more than annoying than anything. Because just last week, me and Elijah was talking about how tired we are of just talking about this deal. Tired of talking about this player. How tired we are talking about this deal. And now this deal hasn't gone through. It's a sort of relief. Because I can stop speaking about Gibbs White soon enough. I haven't got it all out of my system, albeit, so I'm still going to have a couple more days of talking about Gibbs White, cooking Gibbs White. But soon enough, we'll have no shows where we don't need to speak about Gibbs White at all. Don't need to speak about Gibbs White. Don't need to mention him. His name is going to be in the back of our minds. But whilst it's still here on the forefront, while things have still happening, we got to talk about the potential replacements and potential players that Spurs have looked at to replace, or I suppose, to alternate from Gibbs White. Now, there's been 2 players, or I should say 3 players we've been heavily linked with that are of similar profiles, also Premier League players, Premier League proven to some extent, and then also players of a similar or sort of similar price range. You'd say 40 million upwards. The first player of that I have seen is this man here that you've seen in the thumbnail, and we spoke about a few times now, but it does seem to be something that is, I wouldn't say heating up, but he's on the Spurs radar. He's definitely on the Spurs radar because I see reports about this frequently from different sources. But Tottenham have made contact over the potential signing of Man United midfielder Kobbie Mainoo. The North London club love Kobbie Mainoo's versatility and have made an informal inquiry about a potential move to see how difficult a deal can be. So we've spoke about previously about Spurs' interest in Kobbie Mainoo and the fact that Tottenham really want this player. They really want him because of his versatility, like has been mentioned here, but also it's just that he's a younger profile, he's got a lot of potential, and he's potentially angling his own move away from Manchester United. Now, Manchester United fans will sit there and say, he don't want to leave, he's going to reject Tottenham, blah, blah, blah. I think some of the problems with him is he's been at Manchester United now for 2 years. He's been promoted into the first team in his second season. He had 2 seasons in the first team with Manchester United now. In those 2 seasons, he's progressed quite good, but he's also played quite a few different positions and also probably hasn't had the progression and minutes that he's wanted to really show himself and showcase his talent. Because he's played multiple positions, because he's played multiple with multiple different players and not had the right amount of minutes, he's one of those players where he's potentially looking at his next move, looking at clubs that can give him the minutes provided, but also give him the competition provided at, Champions League, European level. Mainoo is a top player. Top quality potential, I should say, more than anything, because he's not proven to be one of the best Premier League's best players. But when I say a top player, I mean he's got top potential. He has a lot of quality there, technically really good on the dribble, good in those close cut areas. Also has got a knack for goal. He scored that really brilliant goal in the Europa League semi-final against Lyon, but also had that great goal against Wolves when he just turned and rushed it off into the corner. So he has a knack for goal. He's good with he's good in the final third because he's got some creative ability, but also if you want to play him deeper, he can play in a pivot next to a ball destroying 6. If you have him next to a player potentially like a Paulinho, or you could play a double pivot with 2 8s, you could see him play a strong base at that midfield. A lot of people like him in the 10, and they saw him play that role in the latter stages of his Manchester United career last season. But I don't know. I think I prefer him as an 8. I'd want him to be as a double pivot in an 8. And he'd be a really strong player. Definitely one that Spurs could attract. I'm seeing people in the chat say, he will reject you. Is he going to reject you? Stop the foolishness. Bro. We can take players from Manchester United. Yeah. Let me just remind you some. Let me remind you of some. Yeah. 4 times we beat you last season. Not 1, not 2, not 3. 4 times we beat you last season. Let's make that 5 because we're beating Ineos in another case right now because you guys tried to scum us for some money, but we're getting that back. So we're going to beat you 5 times in 1 season. But going onwards from that, you haven't got no European football. I know you got Cunha. I know you got Mbeumo. You can offer them big money and think that they're going to stay around for a long time. But they'll give you a year or 2. Just like Sancho. Just like Anthony. Just like all the other players that came and left. There's always better pastures away from Manchester United. We're seeing Rashford now go to Barcelona. He's gonna go live a better life over there, have a better career. We see Anthony have a great time at Real Betis. We saw Scott McTominay have a season of his career in Napoli. So there's no reason why Kobbie Mainoo won't leave you guys and have a much, much better place over here in Tottenham. So make sure you watch out for this deal, because this could be one that could potentially happen. Please keep an eye out for this one. Who knows? Kobbie Mainoo could be on the move. Whether that be to Spurs, whether that be to another club, he could definitely be on the move. But big up Jords, bruh. You only got rid of the Spursy tag by winning the cup, only to get the tag back. Us rivals got our Tottenham back, Lord. Don't kill me. Get ready for another snub. Mainoo's a good baller. Be aside, Spurs need to strengthen. Honestly, playing multiple positions is what's killing his progress, in my opinion. I hear you, Mix Mitchell. I do agree. I think he's played too many positions at Man United, and that's why I think he needs somewhere to go under a manager like Thomas Frank, who's going to hone him into being just a number 8, rather than playing the 10, the 8, the 6. And also just having a consistent partner next to him to help him grow. But when Kobbie inevitably rejects you, come outside, Fez. Big up Jords and the chat. Big up to Yasir. Hope you're well, my bro. Yeah, I'm not trying to give Man United money. Yeah, I'm not really trying to fund Man United's window. But if it's not Man United, you know what's dark? It's gonna be Liverpool. It's gonna be Liverpool. Because this has been one that's been heating up all last couple weeks. I've been seeing this news. I saw this from Paul O'Keefe a few weeks ago, suggesting that he was going to be the alternative option to Gibbs White as the number 1 option. But Tottenham are shifting their focus after missing out on Morgan Gibbs White. They're now making inquiries about Harvey Elliot. They need to act fast before another club swoops in. We understand Liverpool are talking to various clubs. So as you can see here, Tottenham's other target to Morgan Gibbs White is Harvey Elliot. Now, a few people will tell you that they don't mind giving Liverpool money. Like E. People like E will tell you they don't mind giving Liverpool money because, for one, they're not rivals. For two, they've already signed a lot of players and we're not going to stop them from doing what they're doing anyway. But 3, it's just Liverpool. We don't have no issue with Liverpool. That could be the case. But for one, I don't want this player because his attitude, morality, and him as a person is just not that nice. I can't lie. He's not nice. I don't know if you guys have seen, there is videos dating back to 2016, 2017, when this guy was a youngster. Or I should say 2018, 2019. It was a lot later than that because he's only 22, 23. So around 2018, 2019, there have been videos circling from that time of when there's a video of Harry Kane doing an interview, and then he's doing a video of himself on his phone where he's going, So he's basically taking a piss out of Harry Kane's speech impediment. So that already shows the type of character of player he is. Yes, he's just a young guy. But to be taking a piss out of our captain and, legend at the time in Harry Kane, I can't have young G's do that. Disrespecting. And the worst thing is he was an international player. Harvey Elliott's been playing the internationals since 15, 16. He's been a top talent from when he was at Blackburn before he went to Liverpool. Or Bolton, I think it was. It was one of those teams. He left there, one of those championship teams to go to them. At that time, to be doing that to the player that you know is the England captain, the player that you'd be looking up to be like, oh, I wish I had a career like him, doesn't really speak of the type of people you want around your team. There's also been numerous of social media things and DMs and stuff. Like he's the guy that went mad at his girl for following Trent and some of his other Liverpool players. He's all in her DMs. He's just telling her, well, why the fuck are you doing this? You dirty little blah, blah, blah. How could you follow my team? Just a bit of a weirdo. But away from that, away from him being a bit of a weirdo and not being a great of a person, he's not a terrible footballer. He's a decent footballer. I think he can play in the position that Morgan Gibbs White does, as in he could play in the 8. He could play that right centre mid role. He played there under Klopp a few seasons ago. He could also play in the 10. He could play on the wing. He plays a variety of positions, and he's a good little player, technically really sound. He has an eye for goal, good dribbler, good passer. I think all round he's a decent player. I just don't think he's at the required quality that we need to improve our team. Now, Harvey Elliot does he'll be an improvement to our squad. There's no doubt about that. I'm not going to say we have 5 midfielders better than him. But people are suggesting that Harvey Elliot comes in and he's Spurs' best midfielder. It's absolute lies. It's absolute lies. He's definitely not Spurs' best midfielder. He wouldn't even start for our best team. Maybe if you're lucky, you could squeeze him into a position. But I don't think he starts for our best team. And I don't think that Gibbs White is the player that Spurs need right now to take us any steps forward, any steps further forward in the Premier League. He's not the missing player that we need. He's not the missing player. So Harvey Elliot, this ain't the one. This isn't the player that I want. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, though. Let me know if you guys are on the Elliot train. Harvey's so meaty, he suits you, man. Nah, bro. Harvey Elliott's not that meaty. He's not that meaty, but he definitely don't suit us. I can see Harvey Elliot going to West Ham, going to Fulham. I think he actually came from Fulham Academy. So he could go back to Fulham, maybe even Brighton. I can see him going to one of these teams. I'm still not sure as to why Spurs haven't gone in for Karu Mitoma. We need a left winger. Go Brighton and go take one of their wingers. They got Jorginho Rutner. They got Karu Mitoma. They got a few players I would take, you know. We should be going to raid Brighton, fam. Harvey Elliott is good technically. Yeah, he is. Harvey Elliott would cook at Spurs. If you think so, Durag, go buy Elliot, my guy Elliot. He's a baller and a damn good number 10. We've got 2 better number 10s in Kulusevski and James Maddison. So I don't know, man. I'm just asking them in the important questions. What question was that? Let's see. I don't mind giving Liverpool money. Wait. Better not sign this, brother. Harvey Elliott is West Ham level. Oh, just like Kudus. Yeah, I suppose, innit? He's definitely West Ham level, though. Me and Tottenham Range are of agreement. I think he's good. I don't think he's great, but I think he'll perform on his day and then he'll disappear for quite a lot of games, just like a lot of West Ham players do. Maybe West Ham goes signed Harvey Elliott and then we go get that man that's just been freed off his case. Free him up. His shackles are finally unbroken. Man like Lucas. Forget that, yeah? That yeah, that's what. Bring me some Jogo Benito to Spurs. I know this guy, we're talking about him being a cheater and that, but he's been cleared. He's been cleared of all charges, so bring him to Spurs. Bring him to Spurs. Those are the type of characters you need in your team. Too much nice guys like Johnson. Yes, we do have too many nice guys, but I don't need a wrong un. That's not the type of character I need. Don't need wrong uns in my team. Beggars can't be choosers. Yes, Stanley Cushy was at Fulham. That was it. Just remembered. Dowman is him Ranger. Let him show Kudus next fixture. You're going mad, fam. Man said show Kudus. Dowman is good, bro. Dowman's top quality player, but people was calling Dowman. I've heard that he's the next thing since Messi. Next best player since Messi. Because he's good technically, he's the next best thing since Messi. Now, I haven't watched enough of him to sit here and downplay him, but what I am hearing is already that he's overrated. That's exactly what I'm hearing. Look. Darwin walks into like this is what I mean. Arsenal players start glazing up a young G. They see a 15-year-old with decent dribblers and think that he starts Tottenham. Mikey Moore is more talented than Max Dowman. I'll tell you that now. What I've seen Max Dowman do, I've seen Mikey Moore do tenfold. I've seen Mikey Moore do at least in the Euros, in under 19s and that. Like, talk to me about Waneri. Don't talk to me about Dowman, bro. Man, I'm watching Dowman in friendlies and think that, oh shit, this guy's the best academy product out of England, fam. Man said, who? Like, bro, come on, man. What are we doing here? The hate isn't real. The gas is real. You might have watched a player play 2 games and you're gassing him up. I've seen Mikey Moore do this at the top level. But I'm talking about Euro under 19s because at least that has credibility with all the best youngsters in the world. I'm watching the players play together. I'm not seeing Dowman go to the Euros under 19s and bad it up the way that Waneri and Mikey Moore did for England, bro. Them two are badding it up. So go watch some young G's play against young G's and show me what Max Dowman is doing. My man's 15, you know. He's 15. He's got such a long way. You man are gassing up a 15-year-old, fam. Like, stop doing that. Have some shame and have some class, bro. Man, I'm gassing up academy products. Like, I'm going into a season where I'm talking about playing Champions League football, and man, I'm trying to tell me Max Dowman, play Max Dowman. You man are supposed to be competing for a league, but you want to worry about playing 15-year-olds. That's the difference in mentality. If you said this to a Chelsea fan, they would laugh at you. Said this to a Liverpool fan, they'd laugh at you. Said this to a City fan, they would laugh at you because those clubs are inept and used to being in title races. You aren't. Arsenal fans are always too sentimental, too emotional. You think because you've had a 15-year-old that he needs to play in the fucking title race season. Send him out on loan. What is best for a young kid is to go out on loan, learn about themselves, forget playing in England, go abroad. For one, go stay all by yourself. Don't have mummy and daddy to fucking turn to every other day. Learn how to be a man and also learn how to play football at the man's level without having your peers to rely upon. So I'm going to sit here and be real. Kid looks decent. Kid does look decent. But we need to be honest here. He's not as good as you guys think. I'm hearing the best thing since Messi. Calm down. Calm down, people, man. Calm down. Man, I keep saying the hate is real. The hate is not real. Man, I'm just gassing up a 15-year-old. I get on to Tottenham fans that do this. About my own younger players. But again, SB, you haven't done your research. If you know about Mikey Moore, you think Max Dowman makes noise. Mikey Moore somebody tried to sign Mikey Moore for double-digit figures when he was 15. You talk about fucking Max Dowman. Chelsea and some other English teams were putting in bid for this guy before he even had his first professional contract. Before he had his first professional contract, they were trying to bid for him. You're talking to me about Max Dowman. Double M, Mikey Moore is the serious. He's the real. You're going to see he's going out on loan this summer because we know how to deal with our youngsters. He's going to go out on loan. He's going to play a full season of football where you actually get to watch this guy build and grow. Not watch him play 10 minutes and get gassed about him playing against tired legs at fucking 10 minutes at the end of the game. Come on, man. Do better. Do better, man. Do better. No, they've not spun back. SB, because as you would know, he signed a new contract. Spurs have got him down to a new contract 2 years in a row. So they wouldn't come back in for him because Spurs have made it very clear he is going nowhere. So no, they've not spun back. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Arsenal fans typically gas up all their young G's, and yet again, none of them show face. Where's Charlie Patino? Where is Charlie Patino? I don't know. Where is he? Yet to be seen. I'm just saying. Man playing for Blackpool now or something, fam. Let me go way back. Because you think SBR can do this for years with Arsenal fans. Who remembers Gideon Zelalem? I remember them gassing up this kid. The Somalia, look at you. Oh, he was the next best. He was this, he was that. Where is he now? Where is Gideon Zelalem, bruv? Where is he, bro? Like, I know all these players' names because Arsenal have continuously gassed up. Folarin Balogun. Should we go look at his numbers now? Should we go look at Balogun's numbers now? Because I remember when we were told when he had a good season at Rennes, or whoever it was, Rennes or Lens, that he was cold. Go look at his numbers in Monaco now. Man can barely scrape 15 goals in the season. Like, bro, I get told about, and I do this for all clubs, get told about these young G's far too often. They're just not as good as people think. If they are that good, they would start. Week in, week out for their teams. But they don't. Because they're not that good. But Luca William Barmer is better than... You know, I'm not even going to sit here and say things like this. They all playing at the youth level. Let's see in 2 years' time where both of these players are, which one's playing first team football, which one isn't, and then we can start to evaluate them. Let's do that, innit? But what do you mean, bro? You're just lost, Cat. SB, you can try to do the point scoring thing, but again, you're in my field right now. You can try to do this point scoring thing, but you're in my field right now. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. You're saying if he signs a new deal for you, man, instead of a move, he's got no ambition. For one, he signed a deal last year. He signed a deal last year. His first contract he signed last year. So you would know when you sign your first contract, it's like a 2-year deal because you can't sign for too many years. And then this year, you sign your next deal because you get your 5-year deal. When you're 18, you sign at 16 or 17, you sign your 1 or 2-year deal. And then at 18, you sign your 5-year deal or 4-year deal, whatever it is. So he's just signed that. He signed his long-term contract with Spurs now. He's going nowhere. And it's not because of ambition, because Spurs have given him a pathway to progress. Young players aren't looking for game time at 16, 17. They don't care about, how much game time they're going to get next season. They're looking for a pathway to progress. So if you want to sit here and be stupid and be like, he has no ambition, you've lost your mind. And if you're saying you don't know and you've never heard of him, again, that's a you thing. You're not tuned into football. Because if you're tuned into the world of football, you would know because he played, again, alongside Ethan Waneri in the England under-19s in the Euros last year, where they both lit up the tournament. So you're not tuned into young players, and don't talk to me about Max Dowman when you're not tuned into the academy football then. So if you know one academy player thinks that you can talk for the whole of the academy fucking products in England. What are we doing here? There's no consistency. Don't come to me with this foolishness, man. But look, make sure, like you said, like you lot, subscribe. 4K is around the corner. We are close. We're not close, but we're building up to 4K. So yes, 4K is around the corner. Make sure you're doing up your support. Make sure you're helping me get there because, yes, we're trying to grow likes right now. I haven't been running up the likes, and to be real, I've not been seeing the mods run up the likes. The mods haven't run up the likes enough. I've seen a few members do it, but the mods haven't, yeah? But we're going to move on. We're going to move on because I don't really care about Max Dowman. I really don't care about Max Dowman. I actually wanted to talk and do a bit more comparison on the midfielder situation that we have right now, talking about some of the players that are going to be alternatives to Gibbs White. But let me just come to the chat a little bit quick before we move on. Durag, you're right. They always gas all their players. Rio played a full game against AC Milan, and he is balling. But we don't big him up as Arsenal. Give them time. Yes, that's another one. Rio and Guma for Liverpool. Top young player. Don't see them talk about him like he's Max Dowman. Max Dowman is apparently the best young player since Messi. I saw D put on glasses and think that we were gonna. D literally put on some shades, bro. Man, this was D. He revealed. He took off the hat. He took off the hat. He put some glasses on. Where's some glasses? I'm trying to find some fucking clear sheet. Yeah? This is what D done. He went. Max Dowman. This video is going to be all about Max Dowman. Max Dowman is the best youngster that I've seen since Messi. Max Dowman is the best youngster that I've seen since Messi. Brother put on some glasses and thought that we were going to listen to the rubbish that he's saying. Shut up, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Brothers put on glasses and think that we're going to listen to him. Allow it, man. Just because you put on glasses, don't think you're a professor now, bruv. You're not a professor because you put on glasses, fam. I can't believe, man. He took off his hat. So he done bar-led glasses, and he was just like, Max Dowman is the best youngster I've seen since Messi. This video is going to be all about him. Put the fries in the bag, D, man. We don't care. Put the fries in the bag. Put the fries in the bag. I don't care. Like, man, I'm talking about the 15-year-old since like he's Messi, fam. He's not Messi. He's, you know what? I'm gonna stop cooking. Because he's actually 15-year-old. He's actually 15 years old, and he might see this video and think that I'm hating on him, and I'm not hating on him. I actually wish him the best career. I'm not a guy that likes to cook youngsters. I'm just in a stage where these Arsenal fans are overgassing. They're overgassing the player. So I'm just having to bring them back down to earth. But he's definitely very, very, very talented. So there's no doubt about that. But moving on from Max Dowman, we're going to leave him alone for a bit. We'll move on from Max Dowman. We do have a little bit of... You know how I love a little bit of a comparison. You guys know how I love a little bit of a comparison. So we've got a comparison matrix opened up ready regarding the 4 players that Spurs have been linked with in the Premier League. Well, I say the 3 players that we've been linked with to be the alternative to Morgan Gibbs White. I've got Morgan Gibbs White there, so we can just see how they all compare. But these have been the 3 alternative players that have been linked in the same positions. All the players that play, mainly plays in the 8, plays a 10, but can also play in a forward line. Harvey Elliot, again, plays in the 8, plays a 10, but can play in the forward line. And the same thing for Jacob Ramsey. 8, 10, forward line. They're all very, very similar players. But the one thing I will maintain is Mainoo, Elliot, and Ramsey are all of a younger profile to Gibbs White. So Gibbs White's probably more proven than the most of them. But let me just catch up with the chat because I missed a lot of the chat today. I feel bad. But it's a long day when D takes off his hat. It is. It definitely is. Shots fired back. Shots are definitely fired. This is the one thing that I'm very disappointed in. Can we get 75 likes? 75 likes is the goal for every single stream. Can we get to 75 likes? We're currently sat on 51, which is crazy. Big up to Drula for being the one to push it. But 51 likes is crazy. We're literally going to end in the next 5 minutes because I do have to head over to Straight Facts. But make sure you are smashing the likes. Help me stream. Got 18 people in the building, so it shouldn't be too difficult to do. Give me a sec. Let's get this comparison matrix, and then let's go through where we're at. Give me a second. We've got... So the games played varies quite a bit. The games played actually varies quite a bit. So it does make it a little bit difficult to evaluate. This is why I've done per 90 because it'd just be easy to do the total stats per 90. Because it can be, it's going to fluctuate. And I think we're going to see different players be thriving at different things. This is the one thing we're going to see. But as you can quite clearly see here, when it comes to goals and assists, Harvey Elliot is the most creative player and chances created. All 3 of those. When it comes to the creative element of the game, due to him picking up the ball in a lot more advanced areas, usually playing in the right wing or in the right hand, left space, all of this half space shit, yeah? Due to him playing over there, you can tend to see him pick up a lot more goals, a lot more assists and a lot more goals in the games that he plays. So overall, finished with 9 goals in the season, and I believe it was like 4 or 5 9 assists and like 4 or 5 goals, but chances created pretty much double what any of the other players are doing with 2.3 per game. So if you're looking at a creative player and a player that we need to help move the ball forward, it looks like Harvey Elliot may be the best of the 3. Durag Delusions, no! Harvey Elliot, yeah, no. I'm not a big fan of him either. People that would have seen my last tweet yesterday, Harvey Elliot is not the solution. I repeat, he's not the solution. But look, we need to get through this comparison matrix real quick. I'm watching on the sidelines and hit the like. I'm sure everyone else can. Big up to Kate. Big up to Jimbo. Big up to Jimbo every single time. Big up to Kate and Jimbo, the duo. Because we're moving on. Because we literally need to get through this. I need to head over to Straight Facts. So we're quickly gonna power through this. We're gonna power through this comparison. Let me zoom in a little piece. I know for some people it's still a bit small. That's a lot better now. So when it comes to the passing side of the game, we can see here passing accuracy, forward passes. Again, Harvey Elliot is the player that makes the most forward passes, sitting at 19 per 90. And you got Kobbie Mainoo, who's at 11, who's probably the second best one with the passing accuracy at its highest. Now, the one thing to take into consideration here is Kobbie Mainoo. Or to be fair, Kobbie Mainoo has more games than Harvey Elliot, so it's not as less. He's got less games than these two, but his passing percentage maintains consistency. I think the one thing that I really like about Kobbie is his ability to find a pass, but also his actual choice of passing. So the passes that the types of passes that he makes. The only downfall that he's had at Manchester United is he tends to not have the options with the 2-man midfield that they play. It tends to be far too spread out. Whether it's Ugarte who's running away from the ball or Casemiro not presenting as an option, he usually has to play forward, and those forward passes just aren't. They never get pulled off because the players are never in the right positions. So when we move forward to duels contested, it's again you've got Kobbie Mainoo leading at the front. He's definitely the more battle what shall I say, battle tested of the 4 players. He's a player that likes to get into the more duels. He'll get involved in a battle a bit more. He's a bit rough and tough. Doesn't mind being in with a, getting in with a challenge, getting a bit dirty, down and dirty. So, yes, Kobbie Mainoo definitely leads over here. Again, I can't lie. The one consistency we are seeing is Morgan Gibbs White doesn't lead in much. Morgan Gibbs White doesn't lead as much. So the one thing you can take from that is we are potentially looking at replacements that could be better than Morgan Gibbs White. Now, albeit, I think all 3 of these need a club where they can actually focus on one position. They've all been too versatile for their own good. Jacob Ramsey's played too many positions, so has Harvey Elliot, so has Kobbie Mainoo. That has been a problem that they have had in their career. But under a manager who's just going to nail them down in one position, I think that's where they can start to really see some success. Now, this is where Jacob Ramsey starts to take the heed on the other players. Take-on percentage, ground duel success percentage. With the take-ons, Jacob Ramsey is really good at picking up the ball in those wider areas. He can run at players, take a shot, but his numbers are really low. So it's tough because I actually really like Jacob Ramsey, but he doesn't get a lot of assists, doesn't get a lot of chance created, doesn't get a lot of goals. But all-round play, he's actually a really good player. If you're going to sign him for 35 or 40 million, it'd be a great signing. But I think Aston Villa are trying to command a bit too much from him. And plus, they might try to bring us in with a bidding war because I have actually seen clubs like Nottingham Forest and a few others interested in him. Ground duel success percentage also higher than that of the other 4 players, but also he does get more. He gets the least amount of yellow cards. So as much as his ground duel success percentage is the highest, simply reflects in his yellow cards as well because he doesn't get as many as the other players. Now with the ball recoveries, he's also really high at 4.6, which is a very good number. Shows that he likes to get involved in the defensive side of the game, but Kobbie Mainoo just about leads there. And then you have possession loss, Jacob Ramsey, the player that gives away the ball the least amount of times between the 4. But Harvey Elliot does lead with the touches in the opposing box. Like we've said, he played a lot of his minutes out on the wing last season. So overall, I think it's fair to say that either Harvey Elliot or Jacob Ramsey are the best on this comparison matrix. There was a few other players that we did look at we have looked at them previously, but I looked at them again just on Data MB, just because I thought, you know what, it's worth looking at these other 2 players because they've not been picked up in this window as of yet. And they're 2 class players that we could do in this position in Angelo Stiller and I forgot his first name, but Ogume. Ogume was recommended to me by Mr. Udang. Shout out the scout himself, yeah. Another really, really good player. You'll overpay for Elliot and add that to the Isaac fund. Yeah, we're not going to pay 70 million for Isaac. Elliot is, this is the thing with ends. You're not getting 70 mil for him. You'd be lucky to get 40 mil for him. 35 even. Like Elliot, you're not getting 50 mil plus. You're not getting 50 mil plus for Elliot. It just won't happen. It just won't happen. But guys, look, I do need to go. So look, you guys can look at this. You can see it, Stiller, blue, Ogume, red. Which one do you want? Which player would you prefer? It all depends on the type of midfielder you want. Angelo Stiller probably suits more for what Spurs need in this team right now. But Ogume could also suit because we need a more defensive side midfielder. So who knows? Who knows? We are going to have to wait and see how this plays out. But for the meantime, make sure you smash a like on the video. We're on 64 likes. Can we get 10 likes while I'm wrapping up? Can we get 10 likes while I'm wrapping up? We are going to redirect you over to, don't know, it only makes sense. You're going to come over with me. You're going to come over with me, guys. I'm going to go over to Straight Facts. You're going to come over to Straight Facts with me. And in that meantime, make sure you smash a like on your way out. Stay here, right here, to go over to my next stream where we're going to be talking everything football, not just Tottenham. Isaac, Gerard Hato, Xavi Simmons with Terry and Jamie from the Football Story. Until next time, we will back 2 p.m. North Divide. Make sure you're there. People, peace out. It's your boy, Durag Diaries. Until next time, we are